Member for Johnston.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Mr Deputy Speaker, I had hoped to use this time to celebrate some of the wonderful events and people in my electorate, like Cynthia Lass, Pauline, Tashki and Nikki, Charlesworth-Canning, who are all nominated as Seniors of Excellence this year and whose work to strengthen community inspires me in my own, and so many other more people and amazing events in the community that I'm so lucky and privileged to be working in and be part of. I'll return to that another time though, because instead I need to speak about an issue that I had planned to raise as a matter of public importance, one that has been raised with me throughout this week by so many people.
Sorry.
Point of order, Mr Deputy Speaker. Understanding Order 28, you cannot make reference to another debate. You cannot make reference to a debate of the same session unless it's relevant to the matter under discussion. This is an adjournment debate. Matters of public importance were a separate matter that were resolved in an earlier debate. You cannot use an adjournment debate to prosecute something that's already been resolved in the same session. It can be brought in another time, but understanding Order 28, I would ask that we set this protocol. Otherwise, the rules of our debates are starting to break down in this place. Mr Deputy Speaker, I ask you to rule out.
Thank you, Member Fong Lim. I've just taken some advice on this.
Can the clock please stop also?
Yeah. The MPI did not actually come on, and the MPI is a discussion, not a debate.
Excuse me, can the clock please stop?
Can we stop the clock and reset the clock, please? So, while I understand you're looking at the standing orders, my advice is it doesn't apply in this case, so the member for Johnston continue.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker.
I've made a ruling, sorry.
Mr Deputy Speaker, when it comes to climate and energy, opportunities to act swiftly and decisively are rare, and the methane leak at Darwin LNG is one of those moments. Right now, while the tank is empty, the NT EPA can require Santos to fix the leak as a condition for renewing its environmental protection licence before September 18th. There's no better time to act, and that's what I want to discuss today with the Chamber. On Monday, like the rest of Territorians, I learned that just 7 kilometres from this Parliament, a massive gas tank had been leaking up to 184 kilograms of methane per hour for nearly 20 years. And that the NT EPA, the NT government and the federal government had known about this for years without ordering Santos to fix it. Since then, I have watched each of these government entities pass the political football onto one another, and now, 4 days later, still no one has taken responsibility and no one has ordered Santos to fix the leak. The NT EPA says the emissions are insignificant and it will be too expensive for billion-dollar company Santos to fix it or replace it, so we shouldn't worry about it. NOPSEMA says that we may have approved it, but leaks are not our problem. The CSIRO says, sorry, we were worried about risking future contracts with gas companies, so we didn't want to say anything. The federal government says it's only a moderate climate change risk, don't worry about it. And the whole time no one is measuring accurately how much methane is being leaked, and there's no plan to measure or stop the leak in future. And Madam Speaker, even if this leak is only a fraction of Santos's total emissions, that does not make it acceptable. It actually highlights the scale of the problem, because small percentages from massive pollution sources still cause major harm to our climate, to our economy and to our reputation. And the issue isn't just the leak size, it's also the lack of transparency, delayed reporting and no urgency to fix it. If regulators and companies dismiss a nearly 20-year leak of unknown scale, what else are they ignoring? What's the point of an environmental protection agency that doesn't regulate, or a national science body tied to the gas industry, or a minister for the environment who's not taking a major leak seriously? In my community, people are saying this is unacceptable and unnecessary. The NT EPA can act now, making Santos fix the leak a condition of its licence renewal, and they could do so tomorrow. And let's be clear, this is not actually a small leak. By American measures, anything emitting over 100 kilograms per hour of methane is considered a super emitter event that requires an immediate response. And the best estimates, this is from the tank's previous owners, CocoPhillips, put this leak up to nearly double that threshold, 184 kilograms an hour. Methane's a major driver of climate change. As Professor Melissa Haswell from Queensland University of Technology explains, Methane drives about 30% of global warming. Though it doesn't last as long as CO2, it traps heat far more effectively, about 86 times more harmful than CO2 over 2 decades. And she adds that bushfires and backburning already pollute Darwin's air, and the Impex LNG plant also releases toxic substances into our environment. And methane worsens this by reacting to form harmful ground level ozone, which contributes up to 1.4 million deaths worldwide each year from respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. We have an air quality problem here in Darwin. We heard yesterday that this government understands that the Northern Territory is being affected by climate change. Here is a clear example. What's more, when the NT EPA says things like, this leak is a concern because it contributes to Darwin LNG's overall greenhouse gas emissions profile, but is not considered to pose a risk to human health or the environment at the level of current emissions, they expose a fundamental flaw in how the NT government is thinking about climate change, that climate change in and of itself is not a risk to human health. That could not be further from the truth. If we stay on this path, the NT and much of Northern Australia will become unlivable, not just uncomfortable, but deadly. In extreme heat, especially in humid climates like ours, the human body is not able to cool itself, and people die. This is already happening during heat waves. It's deeply concerning that the Environment Protection Authority suggests that climate change is not a serious threat to human health. So what can we do right now? What needs to happen for this leak to be fixed? What should happen to Santos? Who is responsible? Ultimately, the NT EPA controls Santos's licence renewal. They could say, hey Santos, your licence renewal is coming up on the 18th, but we won't renew it until you fix a leak. Simple, but they haven't. And the Minister for Lands, Planning and Environment must hold them accountable to the public. It's not good enough for the Minister to stand here and minimise this super emitter event, likening it to cow farts, when he could be calling on the NT EPA to add a simple condition to the renewal of Santos's licence. This is not the leadership we need on a matter as serious as this, and it's not the leadership that I know the Minister can show. This is the role of our Parliament, to hold the executive government agencies to account. We're elected to keep an eye on regulators exactly like the NT EPA in situations exactly like this link, so that the public interest is always served by its government. That's our job. The buck has to stop with the Minister before September 18th to fix this leak before the tank is refilled. Otherwise, we face another decade or more of preventable methane emissions. Santos has been granted licence to extract and process gas here until 2050. Do we really want 30 more years of super emissions from an additional leak that we could stop today with no cost to taxpayers? Santos is a multi-billion-dollar company, currently worth $25.37 billion and growing. They profit billions from gas they extract for free from Australia. It's absurd for the government to question if Santos can afford to fix this leak. Santos can and must fix it as a cost of doing business here, and if repairing is unsafe, they must replace the tank. There's no reason not to make them fix the leak or replace the tank. It's simply the cost of doing business. Mr. Deputy Speaker, failing to act on this leak goes against many concerns I'm hearing from my community who've asked me to raise this today. Parents who are worried about their children not being able to live here safely, grandparents saying that it's unacceptable that no one is taking responsibility, a 10-year-old telling me he's scared about the future because of hearing about things like this that are not being addressed. People want to trust that their government and its regulators are protecting them. And when I talk to my community about this, I say to them, we can have a government that looks after us. There's no reason we can't have that. We can have a government who stands up for us, who takes our trust seriously, and who protects us. It's possible. So I'm here today to call on the government, on the Minister, to use this as a chance to show people that you do listen to their concerns, that you're here for them and that you act for them. To urge the NT EPA to make the renewal of Santos Environment Protection Licence conditional on something as simple as a repair of a leak that's been leaking into our environment for the last 20 years. It's an environment protection licence after all, and it's our environment that they are damaging. Thank you.
Thank you. Member for Johnston.